Hi, it's Garry. Let me move the mic. Welcome to today's live stream. Just get that camera a little twist. There we go. How are we all doing today? It's beautiful, glorious day here over in Western Australia. Not hot. Now we're well and truly into autumn. The temperature, let me just fetch up the right screen on the computer first. So the temperature today, currently 20 Celsius, which is about 68 Fahrenheit. It should be reaching about 30, which is 86 Fahrenheit. And during the week, we're going to be going up to 36, which is what, 97 Fahrenheit. So going to be a lovely week coming up. To me, this is just the perfect weather. It's warm enough that I can be sat here with the door open, with my patio door open. But it's not that hot that all you're doing is sweating. Let's have a look and see what's going on over in the comments. So here we go. So comment number 1, David. Welcome to you, David. Hello from Austin, where it's a magnificent spring day. Wow, that's an awesome word, is magnificent. I watched, I don't know what it was during the week. It might be something I read, and they were saying, what's your favourite word? My favourite word's awesome. You may hear awesome coming up a lot. I just think it's an awesome word. Blonde Scales 1, welcome to you. Hello from Arkansas, where I'm recovering from being graceful again. Awesome. I love that, being graceful. Jim, hi from Harper's Ferry. Welcome to you, Jim. John, hello from Manhattan, where despite a lovely and sunny day, I stayed inside and worked all day. But I did walk about 5 miles yesterday. Wow, that's a fair distance. 5 miles, that's what, about 8 kilometers? Ish. I don't know, I'm just doing quick maths in my head there. But yeah, I can understand staying in working all day. I often do that. This week I've been working a fair bit because I'm doing some changes to one of my apps. So I've got, as I keep pushing all the time, I've got my pen list app on the Apple App Store. I've got a new version of that ready to go out. I'm just doing my final bits of testing on that. So I might even do it today, but it might be later in this week. Oh, sorry. I've also got what I call Media Manager. So the actual app that I use to manage this channel, you know, all the videos and what state each one's in. So I've been working on that this week. I'm working out how to write the scripts in it. Normally I write my scripts in Apple Notes or in Apple Numbers if I'm doing like a spreadsheet type one. But what I'm looking at doing is moving that over to into my app, so everything's in one place when it comes to managing things. So I'm working on that. Have had some really interesting times. There's a new function that I'm using in SwiftUI called Table. I thought, oh yeah, that'd be dead easy. Wow, it's taken me 3 days and I'm still not getting it working properly. I'm nearly there, but yeah, lovely challenges. I love stuff like that because that's what keeps me going. Steve, welcome to you, Steve. All is well in Utah. Spring is on the way. Awesome. There's my word again. Ricardo, good morning from London. 10 Celsius or centigrade. Why do you have 2 words for the same thing? Anyway, good morning from London. 10 centigrade this evening. Welcome to you, Ricardo. Jim, hi y'all from Georgia. Welcome, Jim. Marcy Me, hello from Texas. 79 Fahrenheit at 7:30 p.m. Wow, that's a nice temperature. Welcome to you, Marcy Me. Blonde Scales 1, nicer than saying I tripped over my feet. Yeah, it definitely is. I'm forever tripping over stuff. I've actually been on a bit of a roll. I was terrible for putting glasses or cups down and then spilling the contents all over the carpet. Been on a roll. I haven't done that for about 6 weeks now. Saying that, bet that'll happen today. John, welcome to you, John, from Maryland. And Blonde Scales 1, I also had a fountain pen try to escape when I was out on Thursday. I know they're tricksy little beasts, aren't they? Tony, hi ho from the southwest UK, 10 Celsius, and it was high teens during the day. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's starting to warm up. John, so impressed by your technical know-how, Garry. That's why I will never become a YouTuber. John, I would say I don't really think I've got that much technical know-how. yes, you could say I suffer a lot from imposter syndrome. But why not try it? It's amazing. I mean, when you consider, I've been going now, I think it's 4 years on the channel. Might be 3, could be 4. I can't remember now. Isn't that sad? No, 4 years. And when I started, I knew next to nothing. And one of the reasons for doing the videos was to try and grow my knowledge. So that's one of the things I do because, I try to research various things. What are things called? I watch a lot of other channels. I read a lot, various blogs. So the only way, honestly, try it. It's so much fun. Kiss my. Hi, everybody from chilly, wet Ireland. The only weather we get apart from the odd storm. Welcome to you. Yeah, I've never been to Ireland. I should have done when I lived in the UK. I used to work with a woman who used to, when I were in London, and she used to go back to Dublin every weekend. So she would fly down to London on a Monday morning and fly back to Dublin on a Friday evening. Oh, today's mug, Mandalorian. There we got Groku. Blonde Scales 1. Luckily, it was just a varsity, but it was found. Yeah. I tell you, if it would have been an expensive pen, I would have been crying. Ron, hello from Forest Hills and New Pen Day, a vintage Pelican 120. Welcome to you, Ron. David, to Marcy me, how you doing? Nice weather this weekend, isn't it? God's creation abounds, absolutely. Anita, hello from Florida. Welcome to you, Anita. Lady Beaver, welcome to you. From memory, you're down in Adelaide Way. Whoa, the whole gang's here. How's everyone this morning? How many? We're up to 21 people at the moment, which is really good. David, hey Tony, Blonde Scales, hey Blonde Scales. Jim, before I forget, Germa's shop has the Visconti Opera steel nib on sale for, wow, that's not bad, 85 USD. If you apply the $175 coupon. Got to go soon as wanted to share. Awesome, thanks for that, Jim. Welcome to you. Tony, great to see you back, Marcy me. Blonde Scales 1, hi. John, by the way, I was looking for one of your videos, but search for Garry Hughes. Oh, I bet that would be an interesting one. I had no idea why I was getting so many lamb videos. Yeah. Oh, that would have been quite interesting, that. Amazing what you can find on YouTube, isn't it? Tony, hello, David and Ricardo. David, by the way, Marcy, would you be interested in helping with the pens for kids at the Dallas show this September? That's a good idea, pens for kids. Let's do another. Oh, clicked on the wrong button. That's all the comments for the moment. So, other things I've got going on. I've got a topic to talk about as well, don't worry. My pens from Apple Boomer, they're on their way. So that's a TWSBI Eco, another one to add to my collection. I've got one more to get, then I've got all the nib sizes. And the, what was the other one? Oh, yeah, Platinum 3776, but with a music nib. So got them two are winging their way. I checked the tracking the other day. And it was quite funny. It really tickled me. So Apple Boom are based in Amsterdam. So on the DHL tracking site, it's got collected. It's got going to the sorting centre in Amsterdam. Then they sent it to a sorting centre in Brussels, in Belgium. And then it was sent back to the sorting centre in Amsterdam. Why? I mean, that just seems like a lot of double handling. It could have been a mistake. Sorry, my nose is running terrible. But it just tickled me when I saw that. Also going to be ordering, most probably tomorrow, another set of pens. So this are going to be some Indian pens from a company called, or website called Click. So I've currently got 5 pens in the basket, which I'll order, I say maybe tomorrow. I'm just waiting for the YouTube money to come in. It normally comes in about the 22nd, 23rd of the month. But it could be, it's waiting until the next business day, which will be tomorrow. Once that hits the bank, I'll then go and order those. Absolutely gobsmacked. It's going to be about 85 Aussie dollars for 5 pens plus shipping. And then when I receive them, I'll spread out over 2 or 3 months first impressions of each of those. Let's now see if there's any more comments, and we'll jump into today's topic. David helping. Ricardo, hi Tony. Ricardo, music nib, absolutely. Can't wait for it to arrive. Marcy to David, absolutely. Update me the info. I'll be there. Blonde Scales 1, tracking can be quite the adventure. Absolutely. I'm terrible though. Once I know something is on the way, I'm checking it every single day. In fact, sometimes multiple times a day. David to Marcy, will do. I'm pretty sure I still have your email. And Jim, I once had a package get stuck in a postal loop between distribution centres. Oh, that must have been frustrating. And David to Ricardo. Hey, Ricardo. Let's one more refresh. There we go. So let's take that. So today's topic, it was something, I don't know, it's been in my list for ages. We might have talked about this before. I think we may have done, but I thought it's still interesting to touch on. Are gold nibs better than steel? Or as I've put it in my video thing, terrible spelling. I've got writing experience, EXPERINCE, Bayer, BEYYER, on expensive pen rather than THN cheap. Yeah. So, is a more expensive pen nicer to write with? Best thing I can say is, Ben's gone dead. Oh yeah. Best thing I can say is no. As I often say, in my opinion, as long as the pen lets you get ideas out of your head and onto paper in a way that you enjoy, nothing else matters. That to me is what it's there for. Now, if that means like my weird son who uses a cheap Bic crystal pen and loves doing that, or me when I'm using my very expensive Visconti Homo sapiens or Pelican M1000, doesn't matter as long as you enjoy it. And I enjoy most of my pens. Even, I love writing with a 992. I think I've got one, maybe two of those inked up at the moment. I love writing with that expensive pen. Sometimes, when I'm in different moods, I like to use different pens. Cost to me doesn't matter. It's what I'm writing as long as I'm enjoying it. So I'd love to get your thoughts. That's why I thought this would be an interesting one. Ricardo to David. Hi, David. Tony, my Canwrite Kingfisher Ebony arrived yesterday, fitted with an Ultraflex nib and a couple of additional nibs, Architect and Oblique Broad. Yeah, Click Pens do some additional nibs. I will have a quick look at them before I order, just in case there's something that jumps out. John, don't forget to buy the Pilot Custom 74. A conversation continued from last week. I'd love to hear your take. That won't be this month. That'll be next month. Because obviously I've got the Pilot Custom 74 is a wee bit more expensive than the Indian pens. I do have it though in my wish list. Let me head over to Pulp Addiction. So I'm looking at getting this most probably from Pulp Addiction, purely because there we go. And let's go to my wish list. There we go. Before I share this. So let's head on over to Safari. So yeah, I'm looking at getting it's in my basket. What I'm looking at getting it with is a TWSBI. Looking at the Dart Sapphire with a broad nib. That's the only eco nib that I'm missing. Also looking at getting a Lamy next. It'll be one of the Harry Potter ones, purely because it's the cheapest ones they do. The non-Harry Potter ones are more expensive. Then obviously I need a converter for that. And then here we've got the Pilot Custom 74 there, and I'm looking at the forest green with a broad nib. I don't think they did any other nib options other than like the standard ones, which is why I went for broad. So yeah, definitely it's in the works. It's in the plan. It's just this month I wanted to get some Indian ones ready to get them going. But then, yeah, next month they're the ones. That wish list is what I'm aiming to buy next month. I might cut, depending what finances are like. I might chuck in a couple of other cheaper pens with it. Kiss my yes, damn it! Did I say that out loud? Blonde Scales 1, my serendipities that made a side trip to Puerto Rico played tracking ping pong while there. I was worried they'd get lost from that. Yeah, I can understand. I mean, how these companies can mess it up because they've got big labels on it with, barcodes. It should be easy. Marcy me, my favourite fountain pen is the one in my hand. I always find joy. Absolutely, completely agree with that. Ricardo, I posted a picture on the Discord server with my Pocket Pilot Elite 95S and a vintage one, probably from the early 70s. They're identical in size and the caps even fit each other. Wow, that's awesome to hear. I have to wrap my house in bubble wrap before I take out the Visconti. Yeah, I can understand where you're coming with that one as well. John, your discussion of affordable pens reminded me that I took your raves of the Hexo seriously and purchased it in Broad. I absolutely love it. Thank you. Yeah, it is. It's a pen. Absolutely, really surprised me. I got it because a couple of people had mentioned. I cannot believe it's not more popular than the Safari. I really can't. Ricardo, beware that Pilot has made changes to the custom lineup. It seems that all the transparent C74s are out. So hopefully then, if Pope Addiction still have that green one, I'll be able to get that next month. Jim, that Lamy Next pricing was just the opposite for me. Yeah, I was a bit surprised at that. I'd have thought the Harry Potter ones would be more expensive. I'm guessing that they'd have to pay licensing fees so I was really quite interested, quite surprised by that. David, I don't think I mentioned that I managed to trade a Mont Blanc Writer's Edition. Oh my God, Honor de Balzac. Wow, that was that last word. That could have come out very different. Balzac Special Edition Writer's Series fountain pen last week, along with a couple of others. Awesome. It's always nice to be able to trade your pens, although personally I wouldn't, because they're all my babies. I couldn't part with them. Ricardo, Custom 74 can have 11 nib sizes, but only on the black version. They go from extra fine up to double broad, coarse, and music. Yeah, I'm going to try the. I think I'm going to try the broad first. I do like my broad nib on my. What was it? The broad nib on my 823, and then on the Custom Heritage 92, which I think uses the same nib size as the 74. That's got a medium nib, so it'd be nice to compare between the three. There's a possible video coming in from that one as well. Marcy me to David. Wow, I'm interested to learn about your new pen. Tony, I now have my Hexo in the pen loop on my EDC journal instead of the Lamy 2000. Wow, that's awesome. You're switching from that. The 2000 is a gorgeous pen as well. Blonde Scales 1 Black Hole Collection here. Yeah, Ricardo, congratulations to David. All right, so that's all the comments. We seem to be zooming through this week. Let's head on over and look at the pen of the week. Okay, I've just bounced the chair over to... Yeah, so this is the normal paper I use, which is a Midori MD cotton pad. Just turn it on its side, just makes it easier for me. Sorry, nose blow. So, the pen of the week was the Pilot E95S. I love this pen. It is so nice. It's my cheapest non-Chinese fountain pen. And even when I get the Custom 74, it will still be the cheapest. It's just a classy looking pen. As I think it was John who said, can't see the comment, who posted on Discord a picture of this and one from the 70s. Oh, well, not this particular pen, obviously. You know, they haven't changed the design much. I love the embedded nib. The one thing I do find with this, because I hold my pens so low down, and because of the way the nib is, I often get ink on my fingers. So I'm trying to teach myself to hold the pen further up. So I've got a Pilot E95S. So it's got that medium, and it's a 14 karat gold nib. Price wise, you're looking roughly 215 Aussie dollars. The ink is by Colourverse, and it's Red Horizon. I just love this combo. It really is nice. I think I may keep Red Horizon in there until I've used it all, because it's, to me, it's a lovely combo. We've got a nice match. The ink is nice. Yes, it's red, but it's not a red. That sounds a bit weird, that, doesn't it? So that's that Pilot Elite 95. So the first pen that I used during the week is a pen that disappointed me. It's the TWSBI Eco. It's got a broad nib on it. No, is it? No, it's 1.1 stub. I love my Ecos. I've already said that. I've got what, 3 or 4 at the moment, and then I've got another one on the way now. And as I showed you earlier, I'm planning to get another one in the next month. When this pen writes, it's perfect. But what I've found is I'm getting ink starvation. So I might be writing and all of a sudden it'll stop. I have to shake it a couple of times. Then usually it'll start again and I might get a word. Sometimes I've only got 2 letters and it stops again. What I've ended up doing a few times, as you can see here, I've had to prime the feed a little bit. The full story will be in the wrap-up video coming out, I think, a week on Monday. So we got here a TWSBI Eco. We're writing at the moment, so it should write okay. No, you see what I mean? How it's going. So a couple of shakes. He says, and it's not going to work this time. Let's be a bit more. There we go. A TWSBI Eco with a 1.1 stub nib. There we go. Stopped again. Price for this pen, approximately $59. What I'm going to do, this is what I've ended up having to do quite a number of times. Excuse the amount of ink on this, but waste not, want not. Let's prime this up a bit more. Okay, so price-wise, 59 Aussie dollars. The ink, Colourverse, NGC 2264. So yeah, had a terrible time with this, which is such a shame because I do love my Ecos. Next up, we've got the Narwhal Key West. This is in the beautiful purple that I believe Blonde Scales 1 likes. Really nice cartridge converter. There we go. Not sure if there's enough ink in here to write. Let's hope there is. So we got here a Narwhal Key West. Price what? Oh, sorry. This has got a. Let me double check. Yeah, it's a broad nib. Price wise is about 75 Aussie dollars. Unfortunately, I don't think they're making them anymore, so you'd have to be looking on the second-hand market. The ink is by Diamine, and it's Solar Storm. Beautiful purple ink, this. Oh, pardon me. So that's a Key West. Next up, jumping to Italy, we've got the Leonardo Ferrari. This is the white salt. Got that captured converter. Another nice pen. I'm not trying to avoid talking too much about them. I've already filmed the wrap up. There's a lot, I talked a lot more in those. So we got here a Leonardo Ferrari with a 1.1 stub. Price-wise, we do take a jump, about 245 Aussie dollars. The ink by Diamine. And it's bliss. I love this convert, and I love the way this nib writes. So that's a Leonardo Ferrari. The next pen, chances are, doesn't need much of an introduction. This is the Visconti Homo Sapiens in Dark Age. Heavy pen, vacuum filler. No ink window, my biggest whinge about it. So we got here a Visconti Homo Sapiens. Absolutely love writing with this pen. It is so gorgeous. Sorry, second. Just had to do the old nose again. So in here we've got a broad, and it's an 18 karat gold nib. Price-wise, you're looking at a whopping 1,318 Aussie dollars. So it's not a cheap pen. Some people have asked, is it worth it? I can't be honest, it's a lot of money. I didn't pay this much. When I bought it, it was on sale, so I got it for a lot more reasonable price. But is it worth it? I do think it is, because I love writing with it. The ink by Diamine. And it's a Fireside Snug. Absolutely gorgeous pen. Tying into our discussion point earlier on about, are expensive pens nicer or better? I do love the writing experience with this. It's got a nice bounciness. Again, I'll leave it to the wrap-up video to talk in more detail. So that's the Homo Sapiens. Just move that up. Next up, we've got a change in price. We're going down here to a Cross Bailey Light. This is in grey. It's a pen I should use more often. I don't know why it is. Doesn't excite me. It's a cartridge converter. Does feel a little bit on the thin side, but not unusably so. I like the nib. It's hard to actually see, but the nib has got a slight turn down at the bottom. And I quite like that. It's a bit unusual. So we got here a Cross Bailey Light. It's a gorgeous writer. On here I've got, I just double check my notes, I believe it's medium. Yes, medium. And price-wise, about 38 Aussie dollars. Look at the price difference between them two. Oh, I hadn't done the maths. I should work out how many of these you could get for the price of that Homo Sapiens. Taking a look at the ink. The ink is by Colorverse. And it's Eclipse Silence. I wanted to say Sunrise for some reason. Nice, like a very dark grey ink. Not quite a black ink, but not sure if it was shown here. On my Ba Chuan paper, which is Chinese for Tomoe River. So in my journal, can't show you it because it's in my journal. It's got a beautiful gold sheen to it. Seeing little hints of it on here. I will try during the week and do some writing on Tomoe River paper so I can show you it next week. So that's the Cross Bailey Light. Next up, we've got the Narwhal Schoolkill. This is Paw Peter Navy. Piston filler, and we've got an ink window there. It's a nice, comfortable pen. Really, really is a pleasure to use. So we've got here a Narwhal Schoolkill with, I think it's a medium nib as well. Yeah, a medium nib. Price-wise, you're looking about 102 Aussie dollars. The ink, it's by Diamine. It's Walnut. Again, it's a nice brown ink, this, which picks out some of the brown colours I'm seeing here in the body. So that's the Schoolkill. Last pen of the week. I had a load of pens this week. Here we've got the Monteverde Ritma in olive. cartridge converter. Oh, chances are I'll be needing some more ink in this soon. Might change the ink, not sure yet. It's a heavy pen, very wide section. Number 6 nib there. I like the fact that the nib is being coated with that the black material. What's it? Not. I can't remember the name of it. There is a proper name for it. It's just gone out of my head. Nice fit in the hand. So this is a Monteverde Ritma with a broad nib. Price wise, you're looking about 103 Aussie dollars. The ink by Diamine Black Ivy. Very dark ink. Not sure if you'd say it's a dark blue or a dark grey, but then overlaid on top of that, we've got this beautiful green sheen. It looks really nice on Tomoe River paper. So I'm not sure if I'm going to change the ink in here though. I like Black Ivy, but I might try something a bit lighter. But I'm not sure. See how I feel when it runs out. One thing with this pen, it doesn't like shimmer or chameleon inks, so I can't use those. It just likes standard or sheen inks, which is a bit weird, but never mind. I know, so I can do something about it. We'll head back over to the camera. Right, let's go back up to the comments. So Tony to David, good tried. David to Marcy, it's a great pen. I also landed a Frederick Schiller SE Writers Series and a 146 stainless steel too. Both have medium nibs. I had a good spring break. It sounds like you did. Nearly finished my Earl grade for the day. Marcy me, love my 2 Pilot Elites. Yeah, they're beautiful pens to write with. David, everything is something to be thankful for. Absolutely. John, I absolutely love my E95S. David, Elites are a nice pen. To Ricardo, thanks. And to Tony, I thought so. Let me just... Lady Beaver, just got some Jinhao 1.0, 2.5 and 2.9. So I'm curious how they write, as love stubs. So curious to feel how they feel and write and how the ink flow goes. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Next time I do an AliExpress order, I think I'll look for some different nib sizes on Jinhao pens. I mean, I've got loads of Jinhao pens, so it'd be nice to be able to swap nibs around. Ricardo, Elites are very nice, and I was about to buy another one this weekend. This time a vintage one nicknamed Isaac Newton. Awesome. So Isaac Newton, does that mean it falls all the time? Marcy May to David. Yes, grateful and thankful for our daily blessings. And David, amen to that. Blonde Scales 1 and wants to steal. So that's where we're talking about this beautiful Key West. There we go. Different light, so you can actually see the sparkles in this lighting. Not really a pen I take out of the house much because it's a little bit on the sparkly side for if you went to a business meeting. Jim, to Ricardo, I've got a number of vintage ones, my most recent being a platinum, same style as the Elite. Kiss My, to Ricardo, hope it wasn't named that because it behaved like the apple that hit Newton on the head. Yeah, that was exactly what my thoughts were when I saw that. To David, Hilal, and then Kiss My, when I drop pens, bad things happen. Yeah, when I drop pens, bad words happen for me. Ricardo to Jim, I've got a platinum one with a soft fine that isn't that soft. Jim, yeah, mine kind of have stiff nibs as well. Yeah, at the moment I've only got that 13776, which has got a medium nib on, and that is a really stiff nib. I actually quite like it, so I'm interested. I'll be interested to see when the music nib arrives, what it's like. Ricardo, to Kiss My, lol, it's a metal one with striations like a beer barrel. Oh, awesome. Blonde Scales 1, you can get 34, so that's talking about the Crossbeardy Light and how many of those you could get for the price of a Homo sapiens. Lady Beaver, oh my god, I'm getting that with my Twisby stub. Not sure if my nib is out of place after removing, but another I think it's the ink being dry, as I have tried it in different pens. I wonder why. Yeah, so there is a whole tale which is told in the wrap-up video, so I'm not going to repeat it too much, but I've tried all sorts. I've had the nibs out, I've cleaned the nibs, I've put that NGC ink in because that seems quite a wet ink. It's just so disappointing. My gut feel at the moment is I have had a few shimmer inks in that pen in the past, and I think it's actually the feed, and I think there's likely to be some dried up shimmer in the feed. It's already had a pass through my ultrasonic. That didn't seem to help. So I say it's all in the wrap up video. But what I'm going to do is do a really deep clean on it and hopefully get that feed all cleaned up, and that should hopefully fix it. That's my hope anyway. Jim, consider pulling the nib and feed of the Twisby and give them a gentle scrub with an old toothbrush. Yeah, that's going to be part of the deep clean that I do. I reckon that's what the issue is. Hopefully I'll get it fixed. Then I'll link it up and try and see how we go. Kiss My Pilot Capless. Good first gold nib. Thoughts? I've not had one. I've not tried one. I really don't like the clicky pens. The only one I've got is a Mahjong A1, and I was really disappointed with that. And that's the end of the tea. I'm now on to, I think it's raspberry and apple cordial with plenty of ice in it. Well, it was plenty of ice. Most of it's melted now. Kiss My bloody Jinhao 10 has a lot to answer for. Absolutely. Jinhao is such an enabler, isn't it? Or pen-abler, is that what they say? Marcy Me, yes, Pilot Capless is a wonderful pen, comparable to the Pilot Decimo. I've never tried the Jinhao 10. Right, that's all the comments, so let me get it up and then we'll head over to the presentation. Here we go, so press the right button. So last week's videos, Monday, it was my March 2025 inked pens. So these are all the pens that I inked up, but I'm not really using them in my current rotation. Now, most of them are there because they've been used in a video in the past and there's still some ink in them. And Garry being Garry doesn't like to throw the ink down the sink. Wednesday, we had a fountain pen focus on the Twisby VAC 700R. Glorious pen, absolutely love writing with it. Nib's very stiff. That's the only thing I had to complain about it. The nib very, very stiff. But the line it puts down is really nice. And it's got a Colorverse Blue Moon, which is a fairly light ink, and it looks really nice in it. And then Friday, I did my first impressions on loose Tomoe River paper. So I'm actually using some of that today. And it's the 52 GSM Sanzen version of Tomoe River paper. Coming up, he says, having a mouthful. On Monday, and I've spelt it wrong, I'm going to do a showdown between the Faber-Castell, which should have 2 L's, Hexo, and the Lamy Safari. Very price-wise similar, both German pens. Both, fairly cheap. Well, cheap if you can call nearly $50 cheap. But both pens, and I know I'm jumping ahead into it, but I can't understand why people buy the Safari and not the Hexo. I think the Hexo is far, far nicer. I know it's just my opinion, but that's where I'd go with it. Wednesday, we'll be looking at 5 pens under 10 Australian dollars. Now, this video was made in September. It's been sat there, and I keep bumping it back and back and back. So I thought, no, let's get it out. Let's get it off my list of videos to be published. And then Friday, unfortunately, it's another 5 pens, but this time it's looking at 5 European pens. And what I try to do with that is rather than use like a lot of the European pens I normally have out, I've pulled out pens that I haven't used for quite a while. So it's 5 different pens that you wouldn't normally see on the channel. My books of the week. So I started the week with Terry Pratchett, The Dark Side of the Sun. Really interesting. It was a bit more sci-fi-y, I think is the best way to put it, than normally I expect from Terry Pratchett. But it was, I believe it was actually the first novel from, I think it was 1976. So it was before the Discworld series started. I then read Terry Pratchett's Dragons at Crumbling Castle, which I finished yesterday. So this is a collection of short stories that he wrote before he even wrote his first novel. He used to write, he worked for a newspaper. I can't remember where it was. And these were short stories that he wrote that were published in the newspaper. So I would say the more aimed at kids, and certainly reading them, that's what it seemed like to me. It was still enjoyable. I finished that yesterday. Tonight I'll be starting Strata, which again was one of his earlier books. And this is the book that really started him down the thought processes of Discworld. So it's a pre-Discworld book. When that's finished, just got a mouthful of ice in. I think I'll mostly finish that maybe Wednesday or Thursday. What I'll then be reading is by Terry Goodkind, and it's Heart of Black Ice, which is the last of the Nikki Chronicles series of books. So let's go back to there. Let's just close out of there so I can get back to my window where I can see comments. Back to the comments. Tony, as a last resort for the Twisby, a guitar string through the feed. Toppy is the thinnest one. Yeah, again, it's part in the Tale of Woe. I have done with a craft knife, scored down through the feed. My thought being, let's deepen it slightly and widen it slightly, see if that helped. But it didn't. Jim Burstons. Blonde Scales 1, not sure why, but I still want a vanishing point. Oh, that's just interesting. Oh, it all went as if there was an issue with connecting. John, well, my Jinhao 10, also relatively new, dries out on me. My Mahjong A1 and A2 work every time, and I've put in nice wet inks in them. They take pilot cartridges and work beautifully. Yeah, was it Doug Rathbun who put a vanishing point? It's the whole unit, nib unit, into an A1, and it just just fit perfectly. Tom, welcome to you, Tom. VPs are really nice. Marcy Me. I like the Pilot VP as an everyday carry because of the click mechanism. That's another word I was stumbling on then. Tom, and the nib is gold. Kiss My, tried the Jinhao to see if it would be okay with the clip where it is. It's fine. Really like the pen, and I'm seeing flow issues with the fine nib on the 10. Yeah, I do that where possible. I know people would, and some people say you shouldn't get Chinese pens because, I don't care. So I bought the Mahjong M800s. Loved the shape. It was a highly, highly, highly inspired by the Leonardo Memento Zero line. And I got it because the Memento Zeros were quite expensive. So I got the M800, made sure I liked the body and the size. Then I invested in the M800. Same with the Winston 699, which is virtually a clone of the Pilot Custom 823. Just the price difference. So if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have wasted a lot of money. David? To Tom, hey Tom, how are you doing, my friend? And David, sorry that I didn't see you earlier. Marcy me, kiss my. Good idea to try the clip grip on an inexpensive pen. The clip does not interfere with my grip. Very enjoyable. Yeah, absolutely. PMW 1971, welcome to you. Bath Evening Chronicle, I think it was the paper. Bath in the West Country. Yeah, I just couldn't remember. He did say in the intro to the book. Kiss my, don't feel like compromising further with the 10. Have another extra fine on the way. We'll decide after it comes. We'll swap nibs between my two if the extra fine flow is okay. And PMW again, I had problems with Jinhao 10. Changed the ink, and so long as it's a wet field, just checking what was on my screen, yeah. And as long as it's a wet field, my pens write perfectly. Yeah, it's amazing the difference, isn't it, that a change in ink make. Terry Pratchett lived just outside Salisbury, so Bath not too far away. I think it's amazing with what he had that he actually continued writing right up until he died. I think that is such an amazing feat. Tom, to David, I got here late. Kiss my, then it's off. Then it's off to click the buy now button. Only 3 days into my no fountain pen purchases decade. Yeah, I'm doing well with my no ink one. I will be buying one of the Diamond ones when they come out. I think that's April time, usually April or May. Part of the reasons why I'm hanging off ordering that Pilot Custom 74 is I'm hoping that they might have the new Inkvent inks released by then, so I can, because I'll be ordering it from that same place, so I can make sure I take advantage of free shipping. Marcy me, sound is cutting out. Yeah, what I was noticing was some connection issues. Not sure why though, because there's not a lot going on, and I have a really not a really fast connection. I think it's 20 megabytes going up, which is normally more than enough. And we're fibre all the way from the house all the way through, so it was just a bit weird. Tom, to David, I'm doing great. John, yep, it was Doug R. Thanks for that. David, good, glad to glad to hear that. Blonde Scales 1, good way to see if you like how a pen is before you shell out a lot of the money. Absolutely. I mean, that was a worry with the Homo sapiens because of the cost of it. If I hadn't have liked it, that's a lot of money for something you don't enjoy. Kiss My did the same with the M800, but went for a Momento Magico with a cursive CSI medium nib. Is that cursive something italic? Not sure what the S stands for. Love the Leonardo, but poor Lenny hasn't been out of my room since I got him. Yeah, I can understand that as well. When I first got my Leonardo, it never left the house. Now that I've got a lot more expensive pens, I'm less worried, but yeah, it's still difficult. Tony, my 699 has leaked since I bought it. I'm going to put the section into my lathe to cut rings for an O-ring seals next week. Yeah, my first 699 was a horror. That was the vacuum filling version. It was absolutely awful with the vacuum mechanism. It broke on the first use. What I did is I bought another one, but with the piston mechanism, and that one works really well. Tony, feed not section. There we go. Tom, cursive smooth italic. I just couldn't work out what the S was. So that's all the comments for the day. Oh, that's interesting. Sorry, just looking at something on my watch. And terribly rude. So that's it. We're done really fast today, which is unusual. Thank you all for your time. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. Don't forget there is membership available on the channel. So that everything that comes in through the membership, through what I get through the ads, that all gets fed back into buying more stuff for the channel. So that's where all these pen purchases at the moment is coming from. So I'm using that to buy more pens. And as I say, we're going to be looking at Indian pens when I click that buy now button and they arrive. I've done the thumbs up button. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. What I should do is write all that down. I do this all from my brain. I should write it down so I don't end up stumbling all the time. Back to the comments. Kiss my time flies when you're having fun. Absolutely, I love doing these. John, my Pilot Custom 74 was affordable from AliExpress, 104 USD. Just for your information, I will check that out as well, John. Thanks for that. Tony, thanks, Gary, and have a great week, everybody. Ricardo, gents and ladies, have a great week. See you soon. And Blonde Scales 1, have a great week all. David, have a great week and blessings, everybody. Jim, have a great coming week, everyone. Kiss my to John, reputable seller, I hope. Can be a minefield over there hunting legit brands. Yeah, I want to have a look at that because that's a big saving. So I'll leave the comments open whilst the outro plays. And I do keep monitoring them until the outro is all finished. John, to kiss my, yep, a well-reviewed seller. So thank you all for your time. I'll say it's a bit of a quick one today. Love doing these, and I'll talk to you again soon.